This is a Flash-based application, so if you do not have Flash, you're going to need to download and install the most current version. When you get to the first screen, you'll see 6 selections that allow you to choose which kind of container you would like to use, be it an ebook, box, credit card, DVD box, what have you, based on whatever it is you're trying to design. We're going to do an ebook for this tutorial, so go ahead and click ebook. After you click on that, you're going to go to the second screen, which is the main design screen. Over here, you have a lot of your manipulation stuff for uploading images, texts, masking. Here you have your work area. This up here in the top right corner is going to be your preview area. As you make changes throughout, they'll be reflected right here. And image manipulation is going to be down here, such as flipping and rotating the images. The first thing you'll want to do is upload a background image. For the best quality, you should upload something that's at least 640 by 480 in resolution. 1024 by 768 would be perfect. I already have some stuff set aside, but feel free to use whatever you need in order to create the ebook cover you wish. A couple suggestions on where you can get some background images. The first one would be Google search. As everyone's aware, there's millions and millions of images that are available through Google. Just make sure that you do have the rights to use the image before you just pick some random picture and put it in your product. The second suggestion would be something such as iStockPhoto.com or something similar to that, where they have stock backgrounds that you can use. Third, create your own. If you do have Photoshop or are proficient at designing images, go ahead and make something on your own. That way you know that you do have the rights to use it. The last recommendation would be at indigitalworks.com/web graphics gold membership. They have a lot of packages that contain sample backgrounds and images that you can download and use free of charge. So back here at the application, we're going to go ahead and click on load in order to load the background image. Now it's going to size it and place it right in the middle of the project. If you want to move it around, feel free to do so. And as you can see up in the top right corner there, it's very quick and updates the preview immediately. So we're going to position the image right about there. Now if you notice over here on the left side, I do have some blank area. Normally you don't want to do something like that, but since we can only see the front of the ebook cover, it's not going to be a big issue for us. Here there's a slider you can use in order to adjust the zoom amount. I like it right at 100%, so we're just going to leave that there. If you need to load a different image or want to get rid of it altogether, go ahead and click on clear. Down here you have tools such as flip horizontally, flip vertically. That does exactly what it sounds like. The rotate tools are going to rotate at 90-degree increments. Reset, exactly what it sounds like. It's going to reset it back to the default size and location. Down here are going to be some free transform options. If you want to scale your image and rotate it at something different than a 90-degree increment, go ahead and do that on here. Now because I like the way that the image looked in its default positioning, I'm going to go ahead and reset that. Slide it just a little bit right there. Now if you want to look at it a little larger size, go ahead and click next. Don't worry, we can go back and make adjustments. I like the way that looks, so I'm going to go back. Alright, the next thing we're going to do is add a logo, company logo, which we already have right here. This kind of helps brand your image, keeps people from stealing it. We're just going to put it down there in the lower right corner. This could be another image or picture or some kind of information if you wanted it to be as well. Now the canvas section down here, that's going to change the default color of the background. This is going to be more for design purposes than for actual exporting of the image, because as you can see here, we don't see any of the white background in this. Just to kind of show you a drastic difference, let's go ahead and go with a bright green. Now if we did slide the image down, as you can see there, the green does show up. So doing some drastic color like the green will help you see if you've misplaced the image. So we'll move it back up to where we want it. I'm going to change the color back to the white. Alright, there we go. The next thing we're going to do is add some text. Go over the text tool up here, click on text tool, and then add new text. When you do that, it's going to add a section of text to the work area. You're able to drag this freely to wherever you want. And again, you can see over on the right side, it updates pretty quickly. As with any text application, you have the ability to change fonts. It's really nice that they show you what your fonts look like. Whatever font you feel is appropriate. You can also change the size to whatever you want. Font color is going to be right here. Now, obviously, I'm not going to use any of this. This is just drastic examples so that you get the point of what you're able to do with the application. Underline, or outline, I'm sorry. You can bold, italic, and underline. So it pretty much has all the capabilities of any text application that you're used to working with. So I'm going to start over. I'm going to remove that. So again, click Add New Text. Text is going to show up here. I'm going to use the Adobe Garmin Pro, and we're going to set it at a size of 85. And we're going to move this right over here. I'm going to bold that text, and I'm also going to outline it. Right here, change the outline color to white. Go all the way to the top. And that looks good. Again, you're able to use the rotate functions over here if you like. I'm just going to reset to where it's at. And the next thing we're going to do is utilize this frame properties section down here. This allows you to put a background behind the text. So if you click on Show Background, it's going to show up. You can see a little white square right here. All right, we're going to set the frame color to white. We're going to set the background color to black. And then here, down here, you have frame width and frame height. That's where we're going to adjust the size. Right about there, looks good. All right, I'm going to make the font a little bit smaller. I'm going to set it down to 65. There we go, and shrink the height just a touch. There. Again, we can move over to see what it looks like, and I like the way that looks, so we'll go back. All right, one neat thing that they also allow you to do if you click on the color is change the opacity right here. And so I want to be able to see a little bit more of the background. So we're going to bring the opacity down to about 30%. Right there should be good. Save and close, see what that looks like. That looks excellent. I like that. Again, go to the next, and that looks amazing. One cool feature that they've implemented into this application is the ability to rotate this and look at it at different angles. So although this angle of the cover looks excellent, if you want something a little different, a little more drastic or a little less drastic, you're able to do that just by clicking on it and dragging it around. See that? It's awesome. So I can look at it a little bit of a different angle if I want. If you want to show the back, if you do have an ebook with information on the back, that's all you got to do. Again, we're not worried about the back, so ours doesn't look real pretty, but I'm just going to tilt it just right about there. I like that. You can also do that up in the section right up here. The last tab that I'll show you is the mask tab. What this allows you to do is put bars across your cover. As you can see here, there's some samples. You can go to more and look at a few different examples here. In order to use this, click Mask Enable, and then whatever color you want to use, feel free to choose it here. Let's go for a reddish color here. That'll be good. And we're gonna do, you could do a fade here. And then we'll go to next to look at a large. So it shows that gradiated mask over the top. We kind of created our own right there, so I'm not going to use it. But that gives you a few more options when designing your cover. So go ahead and turn that off. And then when you're all done and happy with how it looks, go ahead and click Next. Okay, so here we're again at the final page. Image background color is going to be one of our last options. This is what the background of the image will look like. You want to set this to whatever your website background is so that there's continuity between the image and the background of the website. The website I'm doing it for has a white background, so I'm going to go ahead and leave it that way. And then lastly here you have Show Reflection. That's kind of a neat option. You can see the reflection down below the image there. So this is the final chance to change the angles of the image. I like it just like that. So I'm going to turn reflection off. I don't need to have that. All right, once you have everything the way you want, go ahead and click download. It's going to compile all of this stuff into a PNG file for you to download and then upload onto your website. It's relatively quick. Now when you do add the reflection, it takes about twice as long, but that's because it's got twice as much information to produce. When it's all done, you have two options. You can cancel if you need to change something. A lot of times at the last minute you remember something you need to change. Otherwise, go ahead and click on Save As. And then it's going to give you My Cover Design as the default name. I'm going to go with that. And then you're done. You can go down into your directory, and here's the file that we just created. So it's kind of cool. Looks good. All right, so a couple more things I'll show you before we're all done. If you go all the way back, one of the neat things is if you're doing some kind of ebook that also comes with software, you can click on that, and it's going to transfer the work you already did over to the new template. Now, because the dimensions are a little different, you can see right here there's some white showing, so there might be some adjustments you do need to make. The text is in the wrong spot, but it's a good start on just transferring the same look and feel right over to a different format. So that quick, we already have something that looks pretty good. And the last thing I do want to show you, if you do use the DVD option, click on that, you're going to have an extra tab up here. As you can see over here, there's also a DVD disc. If you click on that, you're going to need to upload one more file. Go over to the Images tab, and down here you're going to have DVD disc image. Just to show you how it works, I'm just going to choose that same exact image. It's going to load, and it looks okay, nothing special. But that is one more image that you'll have to upload and manipulate in order to get your final thing looking nice. Let's put this back. Then when you go to next, you'll see that there's a DVD there as well.